Hi everybody, welcome to A Moment with Celeste. I'm popping on here just a couple minutes early. I'm going to be streamed in today to the Junk Journal Jamboree, and this will be my first time to be a live presenter on there, and I'm excited to do this today. I'm in the mood for spring, so we'll just wait a couple minutes till Jimmy Lou or whoever her assistant is today is going to be able to help get me streamed over into Junk Journal Jamboree, and we will just kind of hang on for that to happen. When you come in, would you please say hi, let me know you're here with me, and we'll just do a little chatting. And I hope you guys have had a wonderful post-holiday season. The last week or two, right? I guess it's only really been a week, hasn't it? And we are trying to get back in the groove of things, whatever that is. And I'm going to turn my camera tag because I'm showing not centered correctly. There we go. All right. So if you're out there, you come on in, say hi, and I'm looking forward to spending some time with all of you Junk Journal Jamboreean and Moments with Celesters today. Oh, I've got, you know, it was last week one day, I think it might have been the second, is that my Linda Fletcher I see up there? Hi, Linda. I'm pretty sure that's your little profile. Come on in and join us today. And, but anyway, I had my room a good start to being all organized, and here I am again. All unorganized. Hi, Linda. How are you, my darling friend? Good to see you. So good to see you. Thank you for putting me on to signing up to be Junk Journal Jamboree. I love it. Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? I don't know. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess, right? Time flies when you're having fun. But, yeah, this week's a full week. I'm on a couple different lives. I have a whatnot sale, and then I have, doctor's appointments tomorrow, and all the things. You know how that goes, right, Linda? I hope you're doing well with your eyes. Let's see. You have COVID. Oh, Linda. I just think it's just going around. I think I might have had it back in November. So, it's all over the place. It's just going to be the way it is, isn't it? But we all just get through it. Well, hi, Liz Ellen. Nice to see you today. Come on in, and we're going to do some more junk journaling. I enjoyed watching Christy with my Artful Adventures. She's so fun. And before that, my dear friend Patsy Ray. I love Patsy's style and all those things. So the thing I love most about my junk journaling and getting online is all the new friends I have met over the last year and a half to almost 2 years. No, is it 2 years? 2 years, I think it's been. But hi, Estella. Good to see you, darling. Thanks for coming in, ladies. I appreciate it. So we're going to be, I don't know that if they've got me streamed in yet to the Crafty Bunch or not, but Peggy, I'm excited to see you too, Peggy. Hi, Daryl. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we will get started here. So for the next 3 months, on the first Tuesday of January, February, March, there's a whole slew of presenters that we're going to be filling your Tuesdays with on the first Tuesdays of the month, and with some spring theme junk journaling. And I am going today to, I'm like everybody, when you think spring, I just think beautiful tulips and daisies and the crocuses and the daffodils and the gardening and all that. And so I'm going to go out on a little whimsy version of it. I'm going to go with some pretty bright colors for what I'm doing. Hello, Sue. Glad you were able to catch me. And Daryl. Okay. So a while back, and it's been a little while back, I had purchased this little kind of a folio size journal. Hi, Sue Ashwell. That just already had the pages put in it, okay? And I had bought a couple of these, and I am going to use these. I'm going to cover this one today, and then we're going to do over the next, 3 months, I'm just going to work on this. Now, I have a couple of them, so what I'm thinking I'm going to do is these are going to kind of be maybe 2 large signatures, and then I'll put a cover on it, but I'm going to do that at the end, because I want to see what I end up with. Hello, my sister Deantha from Minnesota. How are you, hon? Cold, I know. Cold, I know. Treasure's Trunk by Kimmy. Welcome in. Lori Beth Norman. I think I know you. Sue Blaylock. Oh, Blaylock. Hi, Sue. It's so much fun seeing everybody popping in. So, I had gone online into the Etsy store, and I saw these adorable printables that are bright and bold and springy, flowery, and kind of whimsical. And that's what I'm going to kind of work with on at least my first book signature that I do. Hello, Lori's Creative Journals. Good to see you, Lori Thompson. And anyway, but aren't these the cutest little prints? And I got them, like I said, on Etsy from, it was Lenora RT. And if you just go in and put whimsical prints, you're going to probably get it popped up. But look at this cute one. She's on her little garden cart. And her garden cart is a snail she's on. So this is what I'm going to be playing with when we do these over the next 3 months. See those? Aren't those sweet? So, but what we're going to start with today is I'm going to do the cover. And I'm going to use, on this first one here, I'm going to cover this up because this to me isn't very springy gardeny, right? So I'm going to cover it with a piece of, it's a real light flannel fabric, but look at those colors. Now, does that scream springy? I think it might, right? Hi, Tina. Come on in, my friend. So when I tore my fabric this morning, it tore crooked, and I wasn't very happy that it tore crooked. But in the world of junk journaling, it don't matter, because we're going to fix it. So the first thing I'm going to do, now the gal had done these, she had sewn these in, sewn this in. So she left long strings. And I'm going to leave those for a bit because these might come in handy to maybe make some dangles. Who knows, right? Hello, Vicki with this Chick Crafts. Good to see you. And Jamie Krause. Hi, how are you? Okay, so I'm going to take it. I am just going to glue this right along the edge. Now, I'm going to use my 3-in-1 glue. And I'm going to hope and pray it doesn't bleed through too much. Okay, and get it here where you can see me, or see this and not me. So I'm just going to go around the edge of this. Because sometimes with my glues, they like to kind of bleed through, and I don't like that. Do you like that? And we're going to see if this 3-in-1 is going to do that. Because if it does, you know, I can go back through and cover it. Now, I think in the middle I might put some art glitter glue just to hold it a little bit more. And we'll just put some thin little strips here to get this going, right? And then we're going to turn it over. And I'm going to line this up. So I'm going to leave the strings on. It's going to catch my finger in it. And I'm just going to go to the edge. I'm not going to pull it over and on this one here, I'm not going to pull it over to put it to where I do an overlap of the edge. This one here, I am going to leave just right at the edge because I'm going to probably, if I don't trim it with some trims, I am going to take it and going to do, see there where it left the top, but that's okay, we'll fix it. Grunging and things like that, okay? Christy Sloan, we got you in Junk Journal, and I also put you in. Thank you, my dear friend. I love you. You're my good little taking care of me. You know what to do when Celeste pops on. Miss don't know how to do nothing. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we're going to come over here. And we gonna be putting this all the way down. All right. And we'll do a little bit here, just a little. I don't want to do it real heavy, only because I'm afraid it'll sew through too much. But if I do just a little dribble, it might work, right? Okay. So there we have this on. And it's got a little bit of a wrinkle in here. I'm going to pull that back and see if I can get some of that wrinkle glued on. Let's see here. All right. Okay. So there's going to be the cover of this one. And then I'm going to come through now and I'm just going to trim off where I went up against. Hello, Susan. Glad to see you today. Okay. And I'm just going to cut right up here on the edge of this book. Not trying to cut the book too much here. Flannel sometimes, you know, when you try to tear it, it will not give you a straight tear, which is what I did on this, but it's okay. All right. So there we've got that. Now we've got this little piece up here that's showing. So we're going to stretch this out a little more. I'm going to put some more glue up in here, right along the edge, because I don't want that edge to be loose at all. It's kind of fun doing a spring-themed little book after doing so long of us doing our Christmas, holidays, and falls, right? Okay, I'll trim a little bit on this side. All right. Now for the top up here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece of, so I dye Chanel, and this one here I did in a pink, and this was just a scrap, so you know that never throw away a good scrap, right? So this here is just kind of a pretty pink. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that, and that's going to be my top of this cute little journal, okay? So we're going to come around, and I'm going to do the front and the back. Such a pretty You guys, yesterday, I know Sunday, some friends had us over and we were just talking and they were trying to ask me what I'm doing with Facebook, and so I was showing them a couple junk journals that I have done, and then I showed her, I was telling her, you know, that I do chenille. I like to dye chenille and bundle it up and share it with people and things, and she said, oh, I've got some chenille that I just made a baby blanket out of, and I'll never use it because I don't do any type of crafting. And she says, would you like it? And so she gave me it, and it was it's like about a twin size, but she gave me that, and it's a different type of chenille than this one was, so I'll be getting that dyed up too pretty soon. Okay, so we're going to go here, and this one here, we're going to go right to the edge. Bring it up, because I don't want that book page underneath to show there, so, because that just doesn't fit my vibe today, ladies. It doesn't fit my vibe. Okay, well, so we'll trim that off. So anyway, that chenille bedspread was a huge blessing, right? Okay, so there we have that, and that's going to kind of be the front. And I'm going to probably come back in, and we are going to, you know, embellish this a little bit. I'm trying to put just a touch. I don't want a whole lot of vintage in this, is my issue. So, because I love vintage, and those of you that know me best, you know that I love vintage. In fact, I'm doing in another group I'm going to be doing a vintage friendship for several months. So it's kind of, I didn't want to do the same type of a theme. Now, I thought this was cute that I could put on here. That would be another border piece on the bottom of this. And I think we'll go ahead and glue this one on. But I just like to use all these different trims that I come across. This one had grommets in it. So let's go ahead and stick it on here. I was out yesterday doing my antique shopping and got a few things picked up, and used in my scrapbooking or junk journaling world. But then I'm going to go out again, I think I'm going to go up to another area up north of Omaha. It's the Blair community. Got a couple shops there, and I haven't been to any of those since probably September because of all my travels I did in October and November. Okay, so that'll be that one. Okay, so that's just got a fun little whimsical look, right? And hi, Jimmy Lou. How are you? Oh, Jimmy Lou. I'm here, girlfriend. Oh, gosh. Okay, so now I'm going to go in, and then on this front cover, I had gone into Canva, and I had just done some blank sheets of paper in some of the different colors that are in these prints that I'm going to be working on. But they're a little lighter tone. So what I'm going to do is I just printed those off. So you see there? And I'm going to use this, and I'm going to put this on the inside of this cover here. And you'll see that this has the trim on it. And we're going to be good. We're going to be okay because I'm going to grunge that. Okay? So I'm going to take my paper cutter here. Hi, Anthony, my friend Anthony. For those of you who do not know Anthony, the topic of Anthony, his sister is one of my best friends here in Omaha. And Anthony has a page that he just does very inspirational talks. If you like things with kind of an inspirational, spiritual, inspirational tone to it, you have to check Anthony out. He's a pretty amazing guy. Pretty amazing guy. So, okay, so I'm going to take this now, and I'm going to glue this one on. And find one of my... Hello, Tammy! Hey, gals, those of you that know my Lori Beth Norman there watching. So my daughter. And if you know, and those that know Lori Beth know that Lori Beth is not a late afternoon person. So I'm sure she's thrilled that I'm doing a live at this time so that she doesn't interfere with her nap time. Right, girlfriend? My girl Lori Beth. She's my girl. We have 2 kiddos and love them both to death. We have our Lori Beth, and then our son, 2 years younger than her, John David. We call him JD. And life is good for the Norman family. Life is good for the Normans. I hope life is good for all of you, too. I find sometimes, you know, that life, we got to make life good despite what maybe some of the circumstances that we might be in. But you know, we can always make something bad, find some goods to add into there, right? Even if it means sitting down and watching a funny movie or reading something, you know. Have any of you ever heard of kitchen clatter? Hi, Nancy K. And there's my cousin, Nancy K. Kitchen clatter from, gosh, it was back in the day. It was like back in the 1950s, and then came up to later years. It was a little magazine, and it had, let's see, let's get this grunged up here. It was a little magazine, and it was a lady, her name was, oh gosh, I know her name too, I can't remember it. But anyway, hi Anne. Anyway, I picked up one of her, let's see if this one's gonna look okay. Kind of gorgeous with a little bit of a reddish color. I picked up some of her, not one, there were 3 of them at the antique store yesterday. They're like periodicals. And I was reading them on the car on the way home, and Eloise, no, it wasn't Eloise. Oh my gosh. Oh well, I'll think of it when it's too late, right? But anyway, I was reading one of those periodicals, and they were from the ones I had, I think, were 46 and 1950. And did I ever enjoy that? But I think one of the reasons why I enjoyed it so much was that my grandmother used to order that, and then my mother and her and my Aunt Fern, for years I can remember them, Driftmeyer, her last name was Driftmeyer. Anyway, they used to talk about her articles and things. So, just a little bit of nostalgia there. Okay, and on the back side of this one here, let's go with, how about we do, let's just go with this bright pink. Let's put the bright pink in here. And let's see. And anyway, it's kind of fun when you come across something like that that stirs some of those memories of your childhood, doesn't it? All right. Get this one on. Then we'll get on to the fun, right? This little book here kind of reminds me a little bit of the magazine folio I've done, that you fold them up. Hello, Miss Jamie. How are you, friend? Good to see you today. Okay, and then we're going to come in and do the same thing with the distressed ink here. This is just going to be a very simple, and I'm adding all the colors. Like I said, this is going to be a whimsy, kind of a funky whimsy journal. Okay, so we just got those, and we'll just let those do its drying. And doesn't need too much trimming up there, so that's good. So what I'm thinking then on my little adorable prints here is that I'm going to bring it through. Now I think I am going to come back through here. And actually, I'm going to just trim this off while I'm looking at it. How about that? Sounds like a plan, right? And I'm going to trim that with that paper overlap there from the back side. Trim it right up here to the edge of my flannel on the front side. And this flannel is not like a heavy flannel. It's kind of a cross between, I don't know, like a cotton maybe. I think I actually got this piece. I know I did. I got this last year or 2 years ago at Dollar Tree. They get those rolls they have. I think it was Easter time. Okay, so there we've got that. Now we're going to come in and look at our pretty little pages. So like I said, this one was already pre-done. I bought this, someone had already done it and had it already sewn in. So I thought it would be fun to just go in and we're going to just use up the pages of it. Which even in here, I think there's somewhere in this one too. Maybe down the road we'll find it. But, okay, so my plan is that I'm going to use pieces throughout, okay? So this one here I think is so stinking cute. It's the one where she's on the little snail garden cart. And I'm thinking I might put her right here in this front cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and I want to cut it. I want to make sure that I have that fun little snail on here, right? So I think I'm going to cut it about right there. And then I'm saving all my snips here, guys, because we're going to take it and we'll be using it for other things in this book. These books, this little, hoping it'll end up being a series, but we'll see. Where it's got several signatures in it. Okay, I'm going to round my corner. And then I think I will on this one here take, let's go with the Puma Stone. So I like to do the edges. I always have to have everything look finished off for me. If there's anybody on here that this is the first time you've ever seen Moments with Celeste, or vice versa on the Junk Journal Jamboree, I invite you to give us a follow. We do lots of things on my Moments with Celeste page, and there's tons of stuff. I have been a follower of Junk Journal Jamboree for a couple of years, and this is Junk Journal Jamboree is what introduced me to doing junk journaling, was watching Jimmy Lou, and I had never in my life seen such a thing. Right? And here I am, an addict. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue this in. Now, I could make this a little side pocket, but I might start it out that way. But we'll see what it ends up with, because it's a little long to make it tuck down pocket. But let's see what it does if I leave this side open, and then we'll just do this. Put this kind of close to the edge so that if there's something they want to stick in, maybe we can do that, because I will probably at some point, this will probably be one that I'll be selling somewhere along the line once I get her all put together. And so there you got your little tuck here. Sometimes I find when you do these side tucks, they're a little more complicated to get things in, but let's just see. I think this one could work if they just want to stick some notebook papers in there. So now I could take this and also put my little groove in it. That's gives it a little notch, but I don't think I'm going to, because I don't want it to go up under there. Now up here on this top part, look at this fun. Isn't that cute? Little trim up here. So I'm going to take and I'm going to put that right up here at the top. And I do need to get out or get online actually, and find some good sayings, some good rub-ons, different things that have some good, I like sentiments, I like inspirational little sayings that can be put on in these type of journals. So I'm going to have to get looking and get me some, because I don't have a lot. I've used almost, well, not almost all of them, but a lot of them. You know how you get a book of them and then there's certain sayings that you really like and you use them a lot, and then the other ones that you don't care for, you're kind of like, oh, well, guess I won't do that one. Okay, so we're going to put that one there. All right. For right now, I'm going to leave this coffee stained page blank, because this would be good for writing. And then I'm going to come back, and I thought maybe if I can find some of the pages that are a little sturdier to start with for these heavier, like here's a good sturdy one. I think I'll go with this cardboard one here to start, this cardstock. And we'll find another cutesy to put on this one, and then we'll go back and fill in with smaller pieces, okay? So, let's see here. Isn't she adorable? I love her. So if I go through and I trim out off the white edges of her, and then we will cut her down about this far right here. She's got cute little bees and everything, right? Doesn't that just say spring, spring? So let's go in here first, and we're going to trim off the white around it. Now, when I do this normally, I will just do it, and I'll show you why. I usually like to just take it, because I can never get it lined up right. So I usually just take a pair of scissors on these small little projects and go right across and cut off my line. It's quicker for me, right? Quicker for me. I have also become, over the last, I don't know, 6-8 months, I love to tear papers. Just tear them up and use them. Oh, thank you, Peggy. Thank you. Okay, now this one I'm going to have to trim off because it's right on. Okay, bring it in a teeny bit here. Make sure it's lined up. All right. So see these little pieces I'm hanging on to? And then we're going to take and just cut this. And this paper I'm using was a cardstock paper. Not cardstock, well, it's cardstock, but my copy paper. Sometimes when I use a paper cutter on that, it will take and do a little, I don't know, scrappy edge on it, I guess is what I'll call it. Okay, I'm going to go back in here and get him all cutesied up. Not up after Celeste is Sue. Yeah, Sue is going to be our next one. And you guys, there are things going on this Junk Journal Jamboree. We have presenters all the way until I believe it's 11 o'clock Eastern time tonight. It is a full event. It's the fullest event I've ever been part of. And it's so exciting. I think Christy said that too. It's exciting when you get on and see so many people on the agenda to watch, to learn from. I don't think it matters how long you've been doing this. You're always going to learn some new techniques, aren't we? I sure do. So this one here, instead of just putting it like that, I think what I'm going to do is take a little bit, like I said, I like to do some paper tearing. So I'm thinking maybe I have some blue here that I had put off, just a pale blue. I'm going to go up here and let's just take, and I'm just going to tear some pieces. Oops. Drop stuff on the floor. I'm just going to tear a couple little pieces here just to stick under this. That will kind of, and then I'll come up and embellish those as well, right? So let's just glue this on, and I could just use my glue stick. It's not there, but we'll just go with my good old art glitter glue. Hi, Patsy. Your little journal is going to be so sweet, girl. Loved it. I love what you did with the inside cover of yours with that big lace panel. That was beautiful. Beautiful, I do say. Okay, let's see here. I really like that piece there to kind of stick out. So let's do a piece here. Hi, Jamie. Thanks for coming in to Junk Journal Jamboree with Moments in Celeste right now. This is a fun day. Let's see, I think I'll put a piece down here. And let's see what that one does. Okay, I'll bring it over to the edge. We'll go like that. And then I'm going to take, let's see, what kind of prettiness do we have here? Oh, here's some prettiness that'll go really well with this. Okay, let's see what we can do with this piece. So if we're going to put it there, so I'm kind of balancing a little bit with the blue torn fabric down there. So then I want to decide, do I want to put this over on the edge like that? Or do I want to do this out here on the edge like this? Kind of give it a fringe that hangs over the page, because I love to do that too. Or we can come up and do the, I don't want to do the top. I made that decision quick. So I'm thinking maybe just for something different, I think I'm going to put it on the inside of this, just to do something different. I like to try to think outside my normal box of being structured, and junk journaling has really helped me in that area. I used to get so hung up thinking, oh, everything has to be exactly even and everything's got to be exactly matched and la la la. But then I found with junk journaling, I love it because, oh my gosh, I can make lots of mistakes and still cover it all up. Cover it all up with other pieces, right? I love that. So then up here now, I might take a little piece of metallic gold. This really kind of has more, I think, of like a Junk Journal mixed media vibe. And let's just see if it's going to let me put where that white is at. I'm going to put some metallic gold up here, okay? And I'm going to do it right along the edge of where I tore. Okay. Sometimes the metallic shows a lot better than it does other times, so I just never know what I'll end up with. But I also like to work a lot with, let's see this one here, oh God, yeah. These are neat little pens. It's called Uniposca pen, and it's a pencil, paint pencil type of a thing. So it has a little paint, but you can really get into the narrow spots. So on this one here, so with something like this, what I would probably do is come up, I'm gonna get it going here. There we go. Up here where it's the cardboard, and I'm just gonna do some dots up here with the white. Are you able to see what I'm doing, I hope? Look over there, okay? Okay, so you see how that just kind of helps bring that out a little bit more? And then down here, we're going to come down to the same thing, right? We're going to get the gold. And I'm going to come over on that torn paper, and I'm just going to outline this where it's torn. Because basically all that does is makes that gold look like it was on there when you tore it. Okay. And then we'll come over here and do a white dot here. It caught me in my thinking mode right now. This is what I do when I think. I get really quiet. So my husband loves it when I think a lot. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, so that'll be there. Then I'm going to take it and I'm going to dry it real quick. It won't take a minute. Because I don't want my little dots to smear. Okay. Then let's go back to this little piece here. And I really don't want to cover up my bee though. Because my bee's so cute. So I may rethink that. I don't want to use this one. Now here's something I can do. I am going to do this here. Have you ever made thread puddles? I love doing thread puddles. So this came off of that piece of that chenille. This here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I think I'm going to just maybe make a little thread puddle to go right up here on that blue. So thread puddles are fun. If you're not familiar with a thread puddle, you're going to, I saved my jars of thread that I pull off of fabrics. Okay? And then when the time comes, like this one right here is going to make a perfect thread puddle for this book. And then when the time comes, I just pull out my threads. So this one here is a little bit of, I'm going to spread them out a little bit. And where did you get blow dryer? You need one too, Lori. Well, you know where I buy most all of my things. Oh my goodness, Lori, I forgot to get the thing. Oh my gosh, I hope it's still out there. I forgot to get your package from the front door last night. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh well. And Daddy's not here. He might be here. Why don't you give him a call, Lori? See if he can grab that off the front porch, off the front door. Give your daddy a call. Okay, so you see how you just take this and kind of spool it a little bit? Nothing major behind doing these thread puddles. I just twirl them around and around and around, and they really do give another little whimsical piece. These work wonderful too when you're doing vintage. When you're doing your vintage. Okay, so there's a little thread puddle that makes a little flower. Now, I could take this because I think this is so cute. Hi there, Ronnie's Chaotic Crafts. Nice to see you. And Sue B's Designs. Thank you for sprinkling. I know, bad mom, right? Now, I got this string left, you see? So if I want to, and I think I will, I'm going to run it up here and do like a little squiggly wiggly. And I'm just going to take a line of my glue and just kind of do a little squiggly wiggly. We all know what squiggly wigglies are. Okay, press it on there. I'm going to pull it a little bit because I want it to be a little funkier than just my straight line. Okay, all right. Look at there what we got. We got a little funky wonky squiggly wiggly doodly whoop. I'll never be able to say that again. But just see how those different textures add to that. Okay, now I always like to put, what time is? I've got about 15 minutes here. I always like to put not always, but frequently get into my button stash. And I think it would be cute if I could find a small yellow button to put right up in here. That one would be a little too big. That one will be perfect. So we've got that one. I love playing in my button. I have a cigar box here, but I've got that and two other things full of buttons. Are you guys all button people? Or we could do the orange. Kind of like the orange too. But if I do the orange, I'm going to have to cut the shank off. So let's just do the yellow here. So basically what I did with my little thread puddle here is I just went in and made like a little flower shape. Okay. So there. Now that's all I'm going to do right now, because I want to go on and we'll do another page real quick. But let's go now. I will come back and do some work on that one. That, you know, we've got 3 months here. Celeste always wants to get things done now. Okay, so then on this one here, there's several pages yet. This one here, here's another cardboard page. Which one do I want to use? These, I like these. Here's a little, oh, look at this cutie. I think she's delivering mail. So I think what we'll do with her is I'm going to put her, and I really like to keep my pictures of my bees and things intact. So what I think I'll do with her is I think I'm going to pink the edge here. Let's see if that's going to give me enough. It's not going to let me keep my bee if I do that. So I'm going to pink my edge a little bit further in. Do pinking shears make you think of Grandma? Pinking shears make me always think of Grandma. She had a big old pair of the black-handled pinking shears. Okay, so we've got that. Let's still think I want to take a tad bit more. But this is where I do all my eyeballing. I think if we take this, and there's a little faint line. I know you guys can't see it here, but I can see it. If I can get on that line and follow that little faint line all the way up, it takes me right to the edge of my little beezy weezy. Okay, hello Jeannie. Hope you're having a good day. All right. Hello, my friend. Oh, I know you don't, Debbie. You did today, girl. You did today. You caught me. And I'm glad you caught me. Sometimes it's fun to be caught. Right? Okay. And let's see. Sue, I love that little pink swirling flower you just made out of my little thread puddle. Start saving your thread pieces on anything. They're just kind of fun to play with, and you can do all kinds of, basically with those threads, when you roll them and things, you can do any kind of designs with them. Okay, so this one here, I'm going to put it here. Now, I think I will, on her, put, down to you. Hold on. I'm going to put her down lower, because I'm going to leave room up here to do a little tag with a saying. So let's just get her glued down. And now initially I was just going to do all just full pages with just this. And then I thought, no, I want to use it in that little book. And just play around with it a little bit. So let's bring her down to the bottom, right up to the edge, right over here. So basically what they are is this turns out being the actual page cover, right? So my thought is that you are soothing and love your special person. Oh, I will have to replay. I guess you are about finished. Oh, Debbie, you are the sweetest lady. Debbie and I met, we went to a meet and greet back in October, and we sat together. We actually bumped into each other the very first morning before we even left the meet and greet in the hotel, and we both looked at each other and said, you know, you feel a little uncertain. And we both said, are you with the meet and greet? So we kind of just tagged up, didn't we, Debbie? Okay, so we got that on there. Now I'm going to come back here. I'm going to try to find another. So this is the end. So now I can go in and fill in. Now I think it would be really cute to put one of my little cuties on this graph paper page. Look at this, you guys, look. Isn't she cute? Let me go back up here in front first. It's too big for that one. Oh, but that would be so darling. Hang on, hang on. So if I take and cut this down a bit and make it cover this little piece that's the flap, and then it opens up, that's what I'm going to just have to do. Okay, so again, this person who did these graphics, she put all of her bees out on the edges, it looks like, which isn't going to work in my vibe, but hey, we're going to make it work, right? So I'm going to put it about right here, and then I'm going to cut it right here. Okay. Get it rounded for me. Gotta get it rounded. Get it rounded, get it grunged. Just get a couple more minutes here. what I think would be fun, because I have like 2 or 3 of these little folios already done up. I think it would be fun to at least do 2 of them together to put into a cover. And then maybe even a little different theme on the other one that goes with Whimsy. Okay, so let's put her right here. And then we're going to turn her down. I don't want to get rid of her cute little boots. Oh, those are really cute too. See, my problem is, ladies, is I like too many little things. Any of you like that? It's like, oh, gosh, okay. But you know what? It really even wouldn't matter. I'm just going to put it on just like this. If it overhangs on the top and the bottom, it isn't going to matter. Because it's a junk journal. Okay, so let's put her here, kind of center her a bit, and get her on. And then press it down. I'll show you what I did. Okay, so this was just a little half piece, right? So then when you flip it open, you've got the other half piece here for the writing, but then there's some music and words and things up here. I'll probably come down and put a pocket in here. But for now, we'll do that. So I just thought that'd be really cute as we're going through here, that when we come to that, we'll see a little half page on that one. And let's see, how much time? This one will be a cute one too. Put it on. I'll go ahead and get it started, and we've many to cut out. Here's another one for some graph page, but I'm thinking I might put this one, on this side of the book. How's that sound? Does that sound like a plan? This is so cute. I wish you could see. Now, I could do this too. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take this so that I don't have to cut either one of them. And I'm going to glue her on so that it overlaps onto this graph paper side. That will be fun. Fun, 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 till my daddy takes the T-bird away. Try to hurry here so you can see what it's going to do. Okay, so we're going to tuck that in here. Okay, and I'm going to bring it about right here. I'm going to push it down where the crease is at, and then I'm going to shut that. You see what I did? Okay. So I'm still doing good. I still got a couple minutes here. And I'm giving that a good crease. And then, when I come up here, where did I just put that? Here it is. Okay, then when I come up here, I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. I just want to crease it down. I do have my bone folder, but okay. So then when you turn this page, you got a little bit of it on this graph page, but then you kept the whole picture so I can keep my bees, right? Okay, now I will come in some too with some of this, with some of my like maybe pinks and yellow distressed inks, and I will cover in some of this. But that's kind of where we're going to leave it today. I hope you're enjoying this, and next time when we come on, next month, we will work a little bit. I might even do that before, but we'll just see where I end up at. But we've got lots of cuteness left to do in this. So thank you guys again so much for joining us on the Junk Journal Jamboree Spring Journal event. And again, first Tuesday of January, February, March, you'll catch all of us on here doing our spring journals. And also invite you to join me over on Moments with Celeste. If you're not following me, I would love to have you do so. Anyway, the next one is our dear friend Susan Bottolato, and we're looking forward to it, Susan. Bye-bye. Hello, Mitzi. Sorry, guys.